If I can't find my way home, I'll wait for it to get dark and I'll follow the stars. If I don't know which way to go, I'll follow the path of the night sky. If you come with me, everything will be all right. You have just as good an idea of where we are as I do. We may both be clueless, but we're together, and as long as we're together, we aren't lost at all. It was pitch black. They covered the windows up at night in the orphanage. It was difficult to put us all to bed because of our sleeping habits. I never slept. If I did, it was in the early hours of daylight, before they'd come in and wake us all up. Late one night, I heard a friend's voice, a familiar voice, whispering in the dark to me. She said something I haven't heard since I was a child. My father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I am going there to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you may also be where I am. You know the way to the place I am going. And I sat up in my bed, letting the sheets run down my chest, even though it was so cold that night, and I asked her as if it were the middle of the day, "What did you say?" "Shh," another girl said. I was oblivious to my surroundings, the darkness, the other girls sleeping around me. That night I couldn't go back to sleep. After the caretakers came to wake us up, I couldn't seem to recognize the voice that was speaking to me in the night. I was so tired, I fell asleep for hours in the grass that day. It was dewy, and there was a chilly breeze which gave me a cold for the days to come.
Why don't you just record it and then wait for
That's what I'm doing.
we're all doing this.
We may both be clueless, but we're together, and as long as we're together, we aren't lost at all.
What do you guys think of the video of?
Don't worry about it.
We're waiting for the lightning to go off.
If you come with me, everything will be
do
all right.
something.
And you missed it. You missed like the beginning of the game.
Do something.
Now I'm taking a video too.
Unless
If I
taking
can't
a
find my way
video.
home, I'll wait for it to get dark
Are you
and
taking a
I'll
video
follow
of
the
us taking a
stars.
video?
If I don't know which way to go, I'll follow the path of the night sky.
Taking a video?
Now.
How many left to do?
What happened, Seth?
Somebody to do.
Seth, what happened?
As soon as y'all start taking a video,
Jared told us to go to the basement.
Wait, okay, once this
How would we just go?
No.
I don't mind.
yeah, what if we just protest? Hey, John, what's going on?
what are we wrong with that?
John, can you pull down the yard? I don't know whose house we're at, but let's...
Somebody just open the
Pull
door.
down the garage door.
Drew and I just sat outside the whole time.
You got into my house.
Well, no,
They're
Drew and I
taking
literally sat
videos, bro. I
outside
don't want to get people mad.
Oh, no, you missed it!
I got it.
I got it.
The last memory I have of my parents is when we were at the beach. I must have been at least 6 years old, no older than 8. I think it was September, but I remember it was freezing cold that day. Colder than September ever gets. I remember looking down the empty beach at them talking to each other, wishing I could hear them from all the way across the sand. So I closed my eyes and I listened closely to the waves washing ashore. And I told myself, if you listen close enough, you'll be able to hear them. You'll be able to hear everything." After a few moments of silence, I heard my mother say, "I don't feel very good." I opened my eyes and saw my mother collapse in my father's arms. There was a history of seizures on my mom's side of the family, and it was something she struggled with all her life. My father sped us to the hospital, where on the way, it happened. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and it was the 4th of July years later, the first time I'd be back at that beach. I had snuck out of my foster home with some friends from school. I didn't know we'd be going to the same place where it happened, or else I wouldn't have gone. I drank way too much that night. I remember fireworks burst overhead. We had a perfect view, and the sky was full of them. As I watched, I decided to walk slowly into the water with all of my clothes still on. I closed my eyes. I listened closely to the waves washing ashore, the wind blowing, and I told myself, if you listen close enough, you'll be able to hear them. You'll be able to hear everything. Then I heard it. My mother said, "You know the way to the place I'm going."